We recently had an audit of a non-operating company. It turns out that such companies get audited too. The company isn't operating, so it doesn't have a large volume of documents, nor does it have significant turnover. It only pays taxes, the director's salary, accounting services, and bank fees. That's basically it. Accordingly, the entire audit took literally about an hour and a half. They asked to see some documents and only asked 3 questions in total. The first question was, show us how this company pays you for accounting services. Fortunately, we were prepared for this question because I had previously heard from other accountants that they had also been audited and asked similar questions. So we were ready for this. We keep all our accounting above board. We pay taxes on all accounting services, you could say voluntarily. And answering this question is not difficult. Here, for example, is the invoice we issued to the client, and here is the bank statement showing that the client paid the invoice. This is how the payment is made. If things were different, if we were getting paid under the table, meaning taking the money, putting it in our pocket, and walking away, honestly, I don't know what I would say in that situation. Most likely, it would end with fines for both me and the company we service. And that's if they didn't go looking for similar violations in other companies we service, that would be a complete disaster. That's something I'm very afraid of, which is exactly why all our accounting is completely above board. Why did many accountants used to accept payments under the table? Well, to be honest, many still do even now. But before, it was understandable no one was really watching, and inspections didn't ask those kinds of questions. Now, though, this issue has come to the forefront. But aside from that, there are 3 more reasons. First, if you accept payments under the table, the workload is significantly reduced. Many people think that the only difference between legal and under the table work is how much tax you pay. That's not true. It also differs in terms of the amount of work involved. If you accept payments legally, you have to issue an invoice to every client. You need to check whether this client has paid or not. Maybe they have overpaid, maybe you don't need to issue them an invoice, or on the contrary, maybe they have underpaid and you need to issue an invoice for 2 or 3 months. Or maybe you only need to issue an invoice for 1 month because they've been paying regularly every month. It's different for everyone. You need to check payments for a large number of companies, generate a lot of invoices. For each invoice, you have to write to the authorized person, find the right stamp in the stack of stamps, stamp it, and file each invoice in the client's folder. All of this seems trivial if you have 5 or 10 companies. But when there are many, it takes a lot of time. So for every 100 companies, you need to spend a whole day just issuing invoices. That is, if you have 100 companies under your management, you'll spend a day. If you have 200 companies, it will take 2 days. If you have 300, you'll spend 3 days. The second reason, if you accept payments under the table, you don't pay VAT. Accordingly, your services automatically become 21% cheaper than those of a competitor who accepts payments officially, since they pay VAT, while you, by accepting payments under the table, do not pay VAT. So you are 21% cheaper, and as a result of your lower service costs, you can attract a certain number of clients away from competitors. You don't really think about the fact that this carries certain risks, because inspections might come and ask questions like the ones we faced in our case. And clients often don't think about this either. They're only interested in the cost of services, not in any potential fines. Third, by accepting payments under the table, you don't pay taxes. Accordingly, if a person pays taxes, as in our case, we give about a quarter of our profit, not revenue, but profit to the government in the form of taxes. If someone doesn't pay taxes, they earn about a quarter more. And whether it's a quarter less or a quarter more, that's quite a significant difference. So, friends, that's how inspections happen in Montenegro. I hope this video was useful for you. Goodbye, everyone.